Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the Theme Park Evangelist. This is my third attempt trying to use my laptop to do a vlog. Unfortunately, the past couple of times I have not had much success for whatever odd reason. So, excuse me. Trying again. I want to make sure I had my breakfast still, aka lunch, first before I start because my stomach would have been driving me crazy the entire time that I would have been vlogging, and I wouldn't have enjoyed that. So I did have a little bit of time before I went to work today. I really don't see how I'm going to have any time tomorrow or even Friday for that matter. Um, it depends on if I feel like coming out here, I guess tomorrow night. I might, or I might do it in my bedroom. But let's just assume today's the last day that I'm going to do any vlogs until Friday night, Saturday, because you know for sure that I'm going to vlog at Disney Springs. I will say this right now in advance. Yes, I'm going out to Indian Lake Estates Saturday morning. No, I did not intend to vlog that because I would rather vlog going to Disney Springs more than vlogging going out to Indian Lake Estates. But that's just me. So, anyway, yes, I would like to talk to you guys about the next vlog of my Life as Working Disney cast member series. Yesterday, when I was doing my Buzz Lightyear one, I completely forgot one more Magic Kingdom vlog, which is working my first Thanksgiving at Tomorrowland Speedway. I don't know if you guys are happy to hear this, but this is probably going to be a very short vlog, about 10-15 minutes worth of material, so starting now. So, Magic Kingdom on Thanksgiving Day is a little different from Hollywood Studios, and I was thinking to myself, well, it probably isn't going to be terribly too busy. And I remember I stopped at a Wawa that morning, and I got something. I had no problem getting to the Wawa in Posner Park area, and they were pretty dead in there, and I don't remember why I was there necessarily. I might have been getting a drink. I might have been getting something to eat for all I know, like breakfast. I used to stop at Wawa a lot for breakfast back then on my way to work at Disney because you would literally just kind of drive around and then you would sit at the light, wait for it to turn green, and if you were quick enough, you could drive all the way across and it would turn into a ramp, and you would take the ramp to I-4, and you just keep going until you get to exit 62, which is the Walt Disney World exit. So that was usually what I did back then. And of course, I-4 also was pretty dead, which is, unusual considering most of the time I got on I-4, it seemed like everybody was trying to get on I-4 at the same time, or everybody was already on I-4 to begin with, and I was just like, oh, come on. But thankfully, I always give myself plenty of time to get there, so didn't usually have that problem. And I got to Magic Kingdom, and I was honestly not sure that they're going to be feeding us something that Disney likes to do for their cast members on Thanksgiving Day is provide $1 Thanksgiving meal, usually in the employee cafeteria. Well, at first, I was working the attraction. It was like an ordinary day. A lot of people were dressed a little more for Thanksgiving, and like they were wearing these pilgrim hats and stuff like that, and a lot of families were there, and I kind of expected that. Like, it wasn't terribly busy, but it wasn't as busy as I thought it would be either. Like, I was thinking Magic Kingdom would be a lot worse than Hollywood Studios. No, not really. It wasn't horrible. I mean, I have definitely seen a lot worse. Thanksgiving Day is not normally one of the busiest days at Walt Disney World, believe it or not. It's usually around mid capacity if we're talking about pre-COVID days. So whenever I do these vlogs now, I always have to make sure that I help you guys know we're talking about back then before all this happened. So yes, you you would probably see about 50, 60,000 people in the park, and that's normal for Magic Kingdom back then. And, finally, I did get my chance to go down to the cast member cafeteria, so I went all the way down there. And, you don't get very long lunches, so you have to be quick. Because you have like 30 minutes to literally get across the attraction, walk to the rabbit hole is what we used, and I would jump down it. And I'm just kidding, I wouldn't jump down it, but I would go down it, and I would go through the utilidors until I got to the Musketeria, which was the main cast member cafeteria, and that's where they were serving a Thanksgiving meal. And, I thought it was about the same as last year, and it's really nice, so I should let you guys know what they do. They usually give you a plate of turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, a couple of vegetables, and then they give you a can of soda, a cold one, obviously. It's the one that's best. And they don't usually allow you to buy another meal because of the fact that, it's limited to how many cast members in the park. And you got to think, all the parks have a lot of cast members to feed, so there really is no way for you to buy more than just one meal, as good as it is. And sure, sometimes you wish you could eat more of it because it's so good and it's filling, but it's not filling enough like it is on Thanksgiving Day at your house. And I thought it was funny this year because this was the second year in a row that I got to eat a meal at Publix the day before, because we always do a potluck for Thanksgiving at Publix every year. Everybody kind of brings in something, and Publix provides the drinks. And then I went to Disney the very next day and ate a $1 meal there, I should say, not complimentary. At one point it was complimentary, but they were losing some money, so they decided to charge $1. I mean, $1 is really not that bad. I mean, think about it. So I can't really complain. And, as I said before, there really was no difference between how Hollywood Studios did their Thanksgiving and how Magic Kingdom did their Thanksgiving. It was, about the same. And, I was quite impressed with both. I definitely do miss working at the parks on the holidays. And, of course, Thanksgiving Day is one of those amazing days that Disney does pay double time. So, well, I shouldn't say double time necessarily unless you work like 6 days in a row, but it was one of those days you do pay time and a half. Now, I thankfully have not lost that benefit since I started working in 2017. Basically, once I started working in 2017 at Walt Disney World, I have been able to earn time and a half every single year on one of those holidays, like Thanksgiving Day. Even now, because Meijer also believes in paying time and a half on a holiday. And here comes the best part. Now, I never became full-time with Disney because of the fact that it was just too far of a drive, and it would have cut into my job with Publix too much. Not to mention, it was just not something I really want to do with my life either, working in a theme park. What I'm going to be doing now soon is more up my alley, because this is a biblical theme park. I know, still theme park, but it's more up my alley because now I'm able to share my faith and tell people about Jesus Christ, and that is what I would personally prefer. Not working in a theme park where, unfortunately, unfortunately for me anyway, Disney does support gay rights, and I know there's a lot of people out there that do, support the gay right movement. I don't, and it's not my place to condemn it here on YouTube. If you want to talk to me about that in person, that's different, but I'll just say right now I don't support it, and I'm not going to say why either, other than the Bible says so. So, and that's as far as I'm going at that, and that was one of my biggest turnouts working for Walt Disney World, actually. But as I said, I'm not really going to go any further than that, because social media is not the place to have these kind of discussions. This is something that needs to be discussed in person and in private. So, anyway, yes, I really did enjoy working the holidays at Walt Disney World. I am very blessed that I still get that time and a half pay on the holidays if I ever do work here at Meijer. And even better, like I was trying to say earlier, is the fact that I also get holiday pay whether I work the holiday or not now. So there's only a small handful of holidays that um, Meijer actually does give holiday pay and time and a half pay to their employees. It's not like Disney, bigger corporation, can afford it more, even though they are struggling with the pandemic. But I still feel like Disney can't afford to pay their employees time and a half, even double time for more holidays than a corporation like Meijer, even though Meijer is a very big company too. But you know how that is. So, I mean, yeah, that was pretty much it. That was literally one of the last things I got to do working at Walt Disney World. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tie that in. Well, I shouldn't say Walt Disney World. I'm so sorry. That was one of the. That was literally the last Thanksgiving I worked at Walt Disney World, which is why I tied Meijer into it, and that was also um, the last thing I got to do at Magic Kingdom. So the last holiday period that I worked at Walt Disney World was actually Christmas Day, not even New Year's Eve. I never worked New Year's Eve. I guess you could say New Year's Day I worked at Walt Disney World. I usually do, so I guess we could count that. So that would have been the last one then. So I apologize. I should have forgotten. I should have remembered New Year's Day, but I didn't. And that was at Alien Swirling Saucers. But yeah, that was definitely for sure the last holiday I ever worked before I eventually resigned and went back to working for Publix again for a couple months and fully focused on college before I moved up here. And you know, guys, that I started out towards Cincinnati, living out there, and now I live more closer towards the city that I work in, so that worked out. I wouldn't say that I lived close to the city I worked in then necessarily. I would definitely say overall, I like where I'm living 100 times more versus where I used to live. I know, weird, right? But you know. But here's how I'm gonna tie the Magic Hand transition to Hollywood Studios. So I had a transfer request pending for multiple areas, and Toy Story Land finally popped up in there a while ago. And I had said, "Oh, that would be kind of cool to work at." I didn't necessarily um, know where I was going to work. I believe at the time that I really want Toy Story Land. I didn't know what was going to happen. I promise when we get to Toy Story Land, I will try to keep it as optimistic and positive as possible without giving too much personal information away. Because I don't want to put Walt Disney World in a bad spotlight, especially right after I get back from my trip, unless I'm able to do this while I'm in Central Florida, which would be kind of cool. But at the same time, it kind of be weird too, because then they could track me. Anyway, yeah, I got the same letter I got from that coordinator. I got another letter from that same coordinator trainer I was talking about last night, where they brought me a letter saying, "Congratulations, you're going to Toy Story Land attractions." You know, everybody was like super jealous of me and excited. They're all like, "What? You're going to Toy Story Land?" And I found out I was going to be operating Alien Swirling Saucers. Well, I was slightly disappointed because I really wanted Slinky Dog Dash, but at the same time, I was like, "Cool, it's a brand new attraction." So I guess at least I get to see what it's like. So, you know, I just had to wait it out. And I did one more Tomorrowland Speedway kind of farewell. And not as many people showed up this time as the first time because they all thought that I was like, really? He's doing it again? The second time I really didn't want to do it, but I kind of got peer pressured into it. And I had so many signatures or whatever from my coworkers. Like, I honestly had an autograph full more of signatures than I had people turn up to take pictures with me. I guess they figured that would be easier. It was kind of a tradition of ours. If you were about to leave Tomorrowland Speedway, everybody kind of brought like a booklet along. I got mine at Walmart, and you would leave a pen in there, and people would just sign it. and you would usually leave it there until your very last day, and then you would take it home with you. So you would always have it as a memento or something. And eventually that day did come, and eventually I was able to return all of my costumes. I always do mine slowly but surely over the course of time, and then when it's time for me to go to my new park, um, I'm all ready to go. So I will at least tell you guys this much. I did have to do the Hollywood Studios orientation again. I've already talked about it, but I figured I would at least mention that yes, when the time came, I did go back to Hollywood Studios. I did my park orientation, and then eventually I had to come in for my very first day of training, and that is where I am going to start my next vlog another time, whether it's tomorrow night or whether I'm going to do it while I'm down in Florida, or maybe even when I come back. We'll see. So I will see you guys in the next vlog, which more than likely will be this weekend. So I'll either see you again up here in northern Kentucky or down in central Florida. I guess we'll find out when I start again. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.